The night was colder than usual, with a thick fog swallowing the streets of Hollow Creek. Ethan, a 17-year-old delivery boy, zipped up his hoodie as he straddled his old bike, a battered thing with rusted spokes and a squeaky chain. He worked for Joe's Pizzeria, and tonight was no different, except for the unsettling address scrawled on the order 46 Blackwood. He had never delivered there before, and for good reason. No one ever spoke of the place, but he had heard whispers, stories of a house that had been abandoned for decades, a place where strange shadows lurked behind broken windows. He shook off the feeling creeping up his spine and pushed forward. A job was a job, and he wasn't about to risk his paycheck over some urban. The road to Blackwood Lane was eerily silent. The houses that lined the street grew more decrepit the farther he went, their windows dark, their paint peeling like rotting flesh. His tires crunched against the gravel as he stopped in front of the house. It stood there, lifeless yet watching, with its towering structure and gaping doorway. The wind howled through the trees, whispering warnings. Ethan chose to taking a deep breath. He grabbed the pizza box and approached the door. The porch creaked under his weight. He knocked once, twice. No answer. He was about to leave when the door groaned open on its. Hello? Ethan called, stepping hesitantly inside. The air smelled of dust and something rotten. The wallpaper curled at the edges, and the furniture was covered in white sheets, draped like ghostly figures frozen in time. The only sound was the soft tapping of a leaking pipe somewhere deep within. His phone buzzed, a new text. Bring it to the basement. Ethan's stomach twisted. This was not normal. He should have turned around, abandoned the pizza, and pedaled back as fast as he could. But something, whether curiosity, stupidity, or an unseen force, compelled him. He found the basement door at the end of the hallway, slightly ajar, revealing darkness beyond. The wooden steps groaned under his hesitant steps. A single, flickering bulb illuminated the space below. Shadows danced along the stone walls. In the center of the room stood a small wooden table, a single chair pulled out as if expected. And then a figure, hunched and motionless, sat in the corner facing the wall. Its limbs were unnaturally long, its head tilted at an odd angle. Ethan's breath hitched in his throat. He took a step back, but the basement door slammed shut behind him. The bulb flickered wildly, casting erratic shadows across the figure. A low, raspy breath filled the room, followed by the sound of bones cracking as the thing turned its head. No, twisted its head, all the way around to face him. Its eyes were hollow voids, its mouth stretched into an unnatural grin. Ethan dropped the pizza box, his body frozen in. Delivery, it rasped, voice like dry leaves scraping against. Ethan stumbled backward, his mind screaming at him to move. The figure rose, its elongated fingers twitching. The bulb above shattered, plunging the room into darkness. He fumbled for his phone, the screen casting a dim glow. His hands shook as he tried to find the door. A scream tore from his throat as he yanked free, bolting up the stairs. He slammed into the door, pounding desperately. It refused to budge. Behind him, the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps approached. Ethan turned just as the thing lunged at him with impossible. Then, ice-cold fingers wrapped around his dark. The next morning, Joe's Pizzeria received a call. A man, speaking in a slow, deliberate tone, asked for another delivery to 46 Blackwood Lane. The new delivery boy never came back either. Days later, the police arrived at the address after multiple reports of missing persons. They found Ethan's bike abandoned at the gate, its wheels still spinning slightly, as if it had just been dropped. Inside, the house was empty, except for a single pizza box sitting on the basement. The name Ethan was scratched into the wood, deep gouges running down its surface, as if someone had clawed it in with their bare hand. The police sealed off the house, but the calls to Joe's Pizzeria never. No matter how many numbers were blocked, the same eerie voice would always. Another delivery. The cycle continued. Months passed, and the legend of 46 Blackwood Lane grew. Joe's Pizzeria struggled to keep workers, many quitting after hearing about Ethan. Others, unaware of the tale, accepted deliveries and were never seen again. The missing posters on the walls of the pizzeria grew in number, faces of young workers forever lost to them. One night, a boy named Daniel joined as the newest delivery recruit. He was warned about 46 Blackwood Lane, but laughed it off. When the inevitable order came through, his curiosity got the better of him. With his own bike and a fresh pizza, he rode off into the mist. When he reached the house, he noticed something unsettling. Ethan's bike still lay against the gate, rusted and untouched. A deep dread crept into Daniel's bones, but he shook it off and approached the door, knocking twice. Just as before, it creaked open. His phone. Bring it to the basement. Daniel's heart pounded. The darkness beyond the basement door seemed to breathe, as if something inside was waiting for him. He hesitated, but against his better judgment, he stepped. The basement was unchanged, the dim light, the chair, the damp walls, but something new. A row of pizza boxes stacked neatly against the wall. Each one bore a name, written in crude, Ethan Tom, and at the very bottom of the pile, a fresh, blank. Daniel turned to run, but the basement door slammed shut. The bulb flickered. A whisper slithered through the dark. He barely had time to. 1 year, Joe's Pizzeria shut down. Too many missing employees, too many unexplained disappearances. The town of Hollow Creek whispered of the haunted house, warning newcomers never to go near Blackwood Lane. But the house. Then one evening, a brand new pizza shop opened. A phone rang and a slow, deliberate voice placed an order. Another delivery boy got on his, and the cycle began again.